I just want to take a time out from the usual videos just to explain something, and it might be a bit of confusion in terminology. So I recently received a comment from YouTuber that you may have heard of called Penny, and she's created some videos regarding Nicola's disappearance, and I think she worked a bit with Curtis Media, and she expressed some concern that she felt that a particular video was irrelevant, was not relevant to Nicola's case, and she's absolutely right there. But she might not have picked up on the term that I use. When I say off-piste, I mean that I've gone off topic, I've gone off at a tangent, so it's not so I've made a video that's not really related to Nicola's case, or the investigation into Nicola. I thought I should just clear that up because I'm starting to wonder if it's just something that I use, and maybe it's not widely understood. So off-piste, off-topic. If you see off-piste at the beginning of one of my videos, then I've just gone off on a tangent, and sometimes it's good to get a sense of a whole area anyway. And I feel like it's sort of useful to know how previous incidents and occurrences and cases in the village have been treated. And if we look at the case of Ian Hamilton, who came off his motorbike on Garstang Lane, it's quite obvious, or it's there were big potholes on the road, so it's likely that the local authority are responsible, and the video that I then put out was a video showing what the road is like, and I sent it out because it's still in a state, and I feel like that has the potential to be relevant in the fact that things, again, it's a lack of taking responsibility, and I know that's not necessarily the police, but it does appear to have something to do with the police, because the person that assessed it, I can't remember the exact term, not the coroner, somebody who assessed the scene, I've forgotten what the term used was for his role, I'll think of it in a minute, but he worked for the police, so there is some involvement. It's and it has made me wonder also, because of something else that I've come across, so one thing is the police are always looked at and investigated if there's a death after they have visited somebody. So there's another case. So there's another case, as I said, and tragically, Keena Dawes ended her life, and this was following a I don't know if you well, the police had visited, and it's regarding an incident of domestic assault. She's from Fleetwood, and and she felt let down by the police and how they dealt with it. Um, um, so either something like that. But the other thing is, I also came across something that I was looking at regarding erosion of the riverbank, and it was there was an area that was supposed to be fenced off. I might try and show it. From wire.gov. This is from wire.gov.uk, and it has information about things that need repairing in the public domain, so like roads and stuff like that. So for example, you can see on February the 22/03/22. So yeah, it was 22nd of February 22. There was a tree in the River Wyre. Wasn't there still a tree in the River Wyre when Nicola was found? Flag reports 2 trees in River Wyre, approximately 300 metres downstream of Kirkland Bridge, right? And then it's updated and it says the trees were removed. So the first thing will be on a different day. So each bullet point will be on. So issue previously reported, but EA not able to locate trees. So that's on one day. And then on another day, it doesn't tell you when, there'll be another action. So trees removed on another day. It must have been, well, it's on the date that was updated, I would assume. So now this isn't always St. Michael's, but some of these are St. Michael's. So that was in Churchtown, those trees. So perhaps these were different trees that gone down in St. Michael's or near St. Michael. In St. Michael's, was it? Yeah. Okay. So this is hard to tell what the date is on this. 1920. What do they mean? It can't be the 19th of the 20th, or it's 2020, but what does 19 mean? I'm confused about the date on this. I haven't done enough screenshots to. Anyway, it's updated in 2021, so I think this is in 2020. Rawcliffe Road, St. Michael's, sewer pipe opposite Catterall Farm is surcharging and discharge into watercourse. So there are lots of updates with that one. The ongoing issue at Rawcliffe Road will form part in the solution development, but implementing the solution will stand alone and require additional investment and approvals. Please see 19/21. I don't understand the way they're doing the date here. UU to provide update. EA to confirm details of license, warnings and enforcement. So there should have been some warnings there. Just reading the bit. So there is, so a lot of this is not I'm just getting to my point is what I'm trying to say, but I'm just showing you some other examples. So road flooding opposite the junction of Rawcliffe Road. So we know that there wasn't any flooding at the time. So yeah, because I was like finding out, I came across that. So because I came across that information about Ian Hamilton, coming off his bike, the fact that the roads had potholes in them, and I looked at it and they seem in a real state, and doesn't seem like anybody's actually even bothered to sort it out despite there being a crash on the road. And just got me thinking about how I feel like the police don't want to be held responsible for something. It feels like they wanted to get all the attention away from St. Michael's, but why? Because we've seen other cases where they've welcomed help in the past. I was looking at a case recently, the case of when Sean O'Callaghan went missing. And you just wouldn't believe it, the search. And police were taking on groups of people had to bring their ID in, and each were assigned to a police officer. I mean, I don't think I don't think they've got enough police officers, and I think they might have their hands very busy with some of the local areas. But it seemed odd that they were so bothered by social media and so bothered by people visiting. It just seemed like there's something. Why don't they want maybe family were upset and think, I don't know. I just feel like there could have been more to it. There more that the police are. And one thing that I've thought is that there was an accident with Nicola, and it's actually it's something that caused it in the public environment. So there's something wrong, and it's caused an accident, and basically where there's a blame, there's a claim. And number one, they wouldn't want people to become aware of that, and number two, they wouldn't want anybody else having an accident while they're looking for Nicola. And I believe that it could be the other side of the river. I feel like we've been misled onto that side of the river. Just correcting myself when I say we've been misled onto that side of the river. What I mean is that side of the bridge. So when I think it's possible that Nicola it's actually called the Wyre Way. If you cross over Blackpool Lane to the other side and go along where that red line is. There have been a couple of YouTubers that have said about this don't look over there, don't look over there kind of thing that the police do. And one of them was Laura Richards, who worked with New Scotland Yard, and just a lot of deflection and distraction tactics she's familiar with. So, I mean, this whatever it was, if there was something, could have been fixed during that time, maybe. And I guess we won't know for sure, probably ever. But I just thought this could be a possibility. So I end up coming across this north bank of River Wyre, just west of Bridge. So where I pointed it out, erosion slump of lower riverbank. Okay. So it was updated on the 1st of June. This seems to have been caused by cattle poaching. That's really surprising to me. I didn't think people would be cattle poaching. God, that's a hard thing to conceal as well. A whole cow. That sounds mad. But anyway, EA, whoever EA is, got a lot of work on their hands, will work with landowner to reinstate fence. Then there's an update. EA will monitor the erosion and bid for fund to repair if it continues to worsen. Erosion worsening. Livestock getting to river. EA to reinspect. Erosion still limited to berm. I don't know what that means. Rather than embankment. EA contacting landowner. EA contacting landowner, monitoring slump. Landowner has agreed to fence off area. Where's it gone? Hey, there we go. Work complete, no further action. So apparently they did fence off the area. Then there's a later one. So if you, after it says frequent highway flood by St Michael's Garage, but then under that, bank slump erosion confluence of new draft and old draft, or new draft and Brock. Brock is a river that joins with the Wyre. Not sure, reported by a bank maintenance person when mowing in late September 2010. Not viewed by flag. Okay, so we've got an update on the 25th of February 2022, which says EA will continue to, I know that was the last update, but I'll read through the previous ones. EA will continue to monitor and bid for funds to repair current erosion not yet affecting the raised embankment. Confirm that it is being monitored. Next update, being monitored through maintenance program and asset inspections. Next update, monitoring embankment condition. EA to contact third party landowner to fence off. But this does not, there's, after that it goes, it's about flooding in Allotment Lane. There's severe sewage flooding in Allotment Lane. But that doesn't pertain to this. This just don't think that's relevant at all. But then it's going on to Thornton Cleveley after the flooding to Allotment Lane. So there's no update as to whether, it doesn't say that it's been actioned, that this person, EA, was supposed to contact landowner to fence this area off. So whether this area was dangerous and the police's concerns about people being in the area was partly for safety, but also they don't want anybody, I don't know. I could be just being, I just think it's something that's worth not just considering, looking into. And if anybody from St Michael's is watching, or if you know anybody from St Michael's, maybe you could make them aware of this. Might be something they want to think about. Okay, so this is an example of another of my happy accidents, things that I find on the way when I'm off-piste. This says about RAF bases. Don't ask me why I was looking at RAF bases. That's another story. But what I did find was that one of the RAF bases has been turned into a prison. And it's a Category D, which is an open prison, a Category D prison. And it's 15 minutes away from Inskip, so it'd be 20 minutes away from St Michael's. And although it's a Category D prison, it has loads of murderers and rapists in it. And I'm not even exaggerating. HMP Kirkham named worst prison in Britain for absconding inmates. A Lancashire Open Prison has the worst record in Britain for absconding inmates, new Ministry of Justice figures reveal. So a total of 774 prisoners across the UK, including killers and rapists, have fled open prisons in the past 6 years. This is 1919. No, it's not. It's 2021 January, right? But there is more to come that's more recent. So 28 were serving life for murder, 10 were doing time for manslaughter, and 18 were in jail for rape. In many cases, they simply failed to return after being let out to work. The escapees are classified as having absconded, as they did not have to overcome a physical restraint. 57 scarpered by giving escorts the slip during a transfer. Top of the list is HMP Kirkham on the outskirts of Preston, which is a Category D male prison. Ministry of Justice figures show that 135 people have absconded from the prison in the past 6 years. Hold on. Should we have a look at Michael Thomas Parkinson? This is just going to piss about for a bit, isn't it? This is stupid. Right, this includes... This includes Thomas Parkinson, 32, who fled. I'm just laughing at where he was found. 32, who fled while serving the final 2 years of a life sentence. He was eventually caught in McDonald's after 17 days. Stephen Flynn used the prison phone to arrange his escape. He ran across a field and climbed a fence before fleeing even, in a waiting getaway car. The 33-year-old was at large for over 3 months before handing himself in to police. He realised he was better off in there. Didn't have to make his dinner. Right. So, look at that. Doesn't look good, does it? So, and more recently... Where is the more recent one? So, fortunately, this guy was found just before Nicola disappeared. But the thing is that sometimes they don't go on their own. And they're not necessarily going to tell us. If there's more, maybe they are. I guess they would. I don't know. A convicted murderer has been arrested by officers from Cheshire Constabulary after absconding from prison. Paul Gerard was sentenced to life in prison in 2009 for the murder of David Argent in Runcorn. It's really horrific, this murder.